Hi everyone, so TFE partnered with the Canada Council for the Arts for our second installment of our series celebrating research excellence in Canada, which features the winners of the Killam Prize. In this interview, Mona Kiame, the Council's manager of prizes, speaks with Dr. Michel Bouvier, who's the CEO of the Institute for Research in Immunology and Cancer. They discuss Canada's strengths in cancer research, why Canada's science grant program should fund disruptive research, and Dr. Bouvier gives his advice for young Canadian scientists who want to make an impact on the world. I hope you enjoy it.
My name is Michel Bouvier. I'm the General Director of the Institute for Research in Immunology and Cancer and a professor in the Department of Biochemistry and Molecular Medicine at the University of Montreal.
Hello, Dr. Michel Bouvier. I'm honored to spend this time with you so our audience gets to know you better. You won a Killam Award for 2021. Congratulations, Dr. Bouvier.
Let's see.
In order to begin my series of questions, in a few words, can you give us a glimpse of your field of study?
My lab is interested in understanding the underlying molecular mechanisms that permit communication between cells. In fact, in order to react to one another, all cells must communicate. Every hormone, every neurotransmitter, or medication uses this communication in order to work. We try to understand one family of molecules that are involved in this communication. They are called G-protein coupled receptors. G-proteins are the largest family of proteins involved in the transduction of information from one cell to another.
What does winning an award like the Killam Award mean for you, your team, and your work?
Of course, it's a great honor to see an organization like the Canada Council for the Arts recognize the contribution of scientific research. In a way, it's a concrete sign that our society recognizes the importance of scientific investigation. In a research team that includes a lot of young researchers and students, it's very encouraging for them and fosters the continuation of their activities and their work. It's very rewarding, but very taxing work. When they feel that society supports them in a concrete way, through the attribution of this mark of recognition, it is very heartening for them.
I can't be the only one to be curious about the quality of immunology and cancer research, and how important it is in Canada. Please, Dr. Bouvier, how do you think Canada compares to other countries in these fields of research?
I would say that Canadian researchers do really well in this particular field of research, especially in some branches of research like stem cells, cancerous stem cells, therapeutic vaccines, especially for breast cancer, leukemia, and other cancers like brain cancer. Canadians do really well. And we have a leadership position at a global level regarding the way we understand cancer. Also in the development of new anti-cancer therapies, especially therapies that use the immune system, which is immunotherapy. Canadians play a very important role in the development of this new era of research, and it's really a very important area in today's anti-cancer therapies. It's even more striking when you compare the level of success Canadian researchers have achieved with the amount of research grants they receive relative to researchers in other countries, for example. So I would say that Canadians punch above their weight, as they say in the research world, because they do a really good job with a lot less money than their counterparts in other countries, such as our American neighbors, for example. We also have to acknowledge the importance of research against cancer itself. Cancer remains one of the illnesses for which we need new therapeutic solutions the most. Let me draw a comparison. COVID-19 took a lot of space in our lives. During the last 18 months, an estimated 4.3 million people died from COVID-19 globally. And you saw all the efforts that our society implemented in order to fight this pandemic. Well, here are the figures for cancer. More than 10 million people die each year, year after year. So really, it's very important for our society to continue this quest for anti-cancer therapy. and Canada is well positioned to move forward in this field.
What is the approach Canada has to research in health science? What makes it unique, and what must we do differently in order to achieve revolutionary discoveries that will improve and save lives?
In fact, Canada has a very structured, very traditional approach. What we do especially well in comparison with other countries is to maintain sufficient infrastructure and a critical mass of researchers. Notably, we have programs like the Canadian Foundation for Innovation, which helps researchers acquire high-end equipment and infrastructure. We have the Canada Research Chairs program, which brings the best researchers in the world to Canada and retains them here. From this point of view, Canada does really well. But the investment process for research projects remains quite conservative and risk-averse. The problem with a grant program that does not want to take risks is that you are in danger of falling into incremental research, which means research that moves forward in really small steps. It does not enable what I call disruptive research, and that is what will yield real transformations. So that is something that we should work on in Canada. We must try to have a more adventurous, more enterprising spirit to let people develop risky ideas. I guess that is one point. Another one would be, and this is not unique to Canada, that there is a tendency to bureaucratize and over-control research. We do not know where the next big discovery will come from. So it is important to maintain a certain agility, a certain flexibility in research support programs so that imagination can realize its full potential. There is also a tendency to oppose what we call fundamental research and applied research, whereas in reality, there are two sides of research that exist on a continuum that feed off one another. Fundamental research is the engine for the innovations that will be applied next, and those technological innovations will be the basis from which fundamental research will make the next discoveries. So there is no separation in this continuum. So it's really important to carefully develop programs that do not fund one at the expense of the other, but rather promote the synergies between those two components of Canadian research.
When you meet young Canadian scientists who wish to create a better world and to leave their mark on it, what is your advice on how to continue their studies in health science?
I would say, and this is what I often say whenever I get to speak at a forum, choose a research area that you feel passionate about. I think passion is most often the source of big discoveries. And to follow their passion, never taking no for an answer, to dedicate themselves fully to their research, and to keep an open eye and an open mind for surprises and discoveries that could lead them to other questions, practical applications, or therapeutic applications that they had not considered from the start, and then to follow those paths as they open. Never to limit themselves to the original plan, but to allow themselves the freedom the academic world provides us to explore these avenues, and to never be afraid of the unknown.